All right. Thank you so much for having us, guys. This is the Scrub Daddies that you guys probably have heard of. Here is our original Scrub Daddy, our smiley face sponge. And this is a sneak peek of our holiday sponges that are coming out today. So just kind of wanted to tell a little bit about our story of our growth since launching on Shark Tank in 2012. So since 2012, we've experienced a ton of growth. And at that time, we were operating on an old, antiquated accounting system, and we knew we were rapidly outgrowing that. So back in 2018, we got introduced to Saberpoint, and they kind of laid out various options for us for different systems that we could implement. And one of the big decisions that we needed to weigh was, do we want an on-premise solution or do we want a cloud-based solution? Our CEO, Aaron Kraus, the guy that did the pitch on Shark Tank, he is very much in the office kind of guy. He wants to be able to pop around, stop by people's desks, check in on them about projects. So at the time that we were looking at these options, it was kind of like cloud was really just a nice to have and not necessarily a need to have. But Saberpoint really encouraged us to move towards a cloud-based solution because, the world is changing. You want that ability to work from home if you need it. So we ultimately decided to launch SAP Cloud ERP. So January 1, 2019, we go live. Saberpoint's working with us every step of the way. And it was a really hectic process, but I honestly think that we got up and running pretty smoothly and pretty quickly. But it did take during 2019 to really get the hang of the system and work out all the kinks. And, Saberpoint throughout all that. If we ever had an issue, we could text them, we could call them, and they were always right there for us. So along comes 2020, and we get COVID-19 and forced lockdowns, forced quarantines. And thankfully, we were considered an essential business. So we remained open for our warehouse and for our shipping, but anybody that could work from home was working from home. So that nice to have of Cloud ERP suddenly became a need to have big time. So I kind of everything happened so quickly that at that time I didn't realize how in trouble we would be if we didn't make the change over to a cloud-based system. But I was having a call with Raghu, who was a member of the team. I was taking a little break, and it kind of occurred to me as an epiphany. If we didn't cut over systems when we did, we would be dead in the water. So that's probably part of the reason why I came on to talk about this. Because having that call with Raghu was like a realization that if we didn't make that change when we did, we'd be in a lot of trouble. So real quickly, just a couple of the things that it's allowed us to do while we're working remotely. Manage our accounts receivable very closely on a remote basis. We would have calls amongst our executive team to go through various customers and credit limits to set new credit limits based on COVID. We could monitor the inventory and production remotely. And even though the warehouse was there producing, we were kind of managing that from home and telling them what to be doing. And a big one for me was cash flow modeling. So prior to COVID, a lot of the banks were all relying on historical information to provide you, lines of credit, any kind of debt and resources. And when COVID happened, everybody wanted these future cash flow forecasts and cash flow modeling. So the data in SAP allowed a cash flow model as, if over the next 6 months, 25% of our accounts receivable goes bad, where is our cash? Thankfully, we were not in that position, but building this cash flow model has now given me this valuable resource for, this month and, years going forward. So, those are just some of the benefits that we've gotten from SAP Cloud ERP. But obviously, if we didn't move to a cloud-based system, we would have been in a lot of trouble this year. Ken, you can go ahead and jump in if you'd like.
Thanks, Paul. And I really appreciate those insights on behalf of your own personal experience. Paul, just a quick question. Once again, just for the group clarification. Your CEO had a lot of trepidation with initially moving to the cloud. And I just was curious, following what has now taken place, being in a cloud environment, does your CEO still maintain any of those long-term concerns, or at this point has the value far outweighed any type of issues that he was concerned about when you originally implemented?
I mean, I think Aaron, and he is a very set in his ways kind of guy. And as much as he loves to, be on site and collaborate and have that software on site, I think he sees that the value far outweighs, his previous thinking of wanting an on-premise solution. He loves being able to log from his phone while he's, on business trips or on vacation, and being able to log into the system and see what's going on and give me a call. So yeah, I mean, I think now he knows that there's nothing but cloud. Like, he would never want an on-premise solution at this point.
It's really great to hear, Paul. And